In this episode, I want to share with you a book that was my Bible during high school. And that book is the Encyclopedia of Superheroes. So, stick around. Hello, fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. In this episode, I just want to share a book that meant so much to me during my years in high school, and it's still a book that I go to just for fun, and that is the Encyclopedia of Superheroes. This was written by Jeff Rovin in 1985. So, this is a great little time capsule into TV heroes, comic book heroes, movie heroes, what have you, that were popular at the time, all the way to 85 and before that. So, if the name Jeff Rovin sounds familiar, it's probably because, like most 80s kids, we all had this book, How to Win at Nintendo. This was also written by Jeff Rovin, and this was released in, well, this is the updated version. This is from 1988. So a lot of us had this book because before the internet and even before magazines were super popular, this is how we got all the tips and tricks to how to beat certain games and levels and little cheats and things. Look, this includes Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario 2. New expanded edition includes 10 new games. But anyway, we're not here to talk about this book, even though this is an awesome book in itself and a great little time capsule. We're here to talk about the Encyclopedia of Superheroes. Get that in frame there. Now, Jeff Rovin wrote a whole series of encyclopedias of dorky things. Everything from, well, the follow-up to this one is supervillains. We have monsters, adventure heroes, robots, aliens, cartoon characters, animal characters. He did a whole bunch of them, and I've been collecting them for years. I would go hunting used bookstores across many states looking for them, and I think I have them all now. I'm not 100% sure, but I have a darn good amount of them. And eventually, I'd like to go over all of them with you, and I'm not fooling myself. I know these videos probably won't get a lot of views, and that's okay. I am doing this for myself, and I know that there's some of you out there that kind of dig things like this. So, I said this was my Bible during high school, and my 4 years in high school, this book was on the reference shelf, so you couldn't ever check it out. But whenever we had library time, me and my friends would flock to this book and the Supervillains book and comb over every page. We would look up characters that we loved, characters that we were just discovering at the time reading comic books, having a good laugh at some of the older, really, what's a good word? I don't want to say bigoted, but characters that were made in a different time, we'll just say. But if you all don't mind, let's flip through some of this, shall we? Okay, let's take a look at this cover. As I said, it was written by Jeff Rovin, and it's the Encyclopedia of Superheroes. Now, we have some very nondescript things on here. I mean, probably the only thing you can really call out by name is Pegasus, or Perseus here on Pegasus. Sorry for the glare, which we won't have once the book is open. But over here in the glare spot, we have a mountain with a skull in it, which I guess that could be the Phantom Skull Cave or something. We have an Anubis-looking statue here, a sword which could be Excalibur in the stone. We have a shield,
looks very like Britannian in design. We have a nondescript cowl, could be Batman or someone-esque, and we have like an astronaut's helmet. So as you can see, this is very well loved. The version that we had in high school was hardbacked, I believe, like a library edition. So I have the softback version, and as I said, it's been very well loved. You can see here, copyright 1985. We have the contents, acknowledgements, introduction, blah, blah, blah. So we won't go over everything in detail. We'll just fly around here, but we see the book starts with Adam Strange, the DC Comics hero. So that's pretty cool. And he shares the page with El Eligua, which is a Power Man and Iron Fist hero. It's a Marvel hero that made his first introduction in Power Man and Iron Fist. But as you can see the layout here, we'll find somebody to look at more in detail. Okay, here's a character I really love, and that's Animal Man. So, has his alter ego, Buddy Baker. His first appearance, 1965, Strange Adventures, number 180 for DC Comics. Occupation, motion picture stuntman. His costume, orange, male, as in chainmail, I assume, bodysuit, mask, black boots and gloves, blue belt, and an A covering most of his chest. Tools and weapons, none. Then it has his biography. While out hunting, Buddy is bathed in radiation from an exploding alien spaceship. Thereafter, whenever he is within 30 yards of an animal, he assumes that creature's powers, even if it's as unusual as an octopus's ink spraying ability, or that of a mythical creature such as a fire-breathing dragon. These abilities are cumulative. Boy, I have a hard time pronouncing things sometimes. Excuse me. Cumulative, and he keeps them proportionate to how long he was in the presence of the animal. In any case, he cannot keep them forever, a dangerous situation when he happens to be flying like an eagle. Fighting crime in Deep Hollow, Buddy is lucky that the pet store has animals whose powers he happens to need, such as a kangaroo. To help himself out in a pinch, Animal Man has memorized a variety of animal calls so he can lure an animal within range whenever he is in a fix. Buddy's friend Roger spends part of his time looking after the hero's secret cavern lair in the wilderness, a fully equipped crime lab. Eventually marrying his longtime girlfriend Ellen Frazier, he is the father of 2 children, Cliff and Maxine. Now, we can say, without a shadow of a doubt, this is before he made his return. I think it was, Warren Ellis wrote those? I might be wrong. For Vertigo, when DC went really dark there in the later 80s. So, way before that. This is very kitschy, 60s-esque background, and with his secret cavern lair. But anyway, we have, quote, bullets against baby animal powers? This ought to be some show. Comment, Animal Man appeared in several issues of Strange Adventures, resurfacing in Adventure number 412 in 1972, and then as one of the Forgotten Heroes in 1984. So, as I said, this is like a time capsule to the 80s, mid-80s, which still had somewhat of a cheesiness factor in some comics. So, like, here we have Ariel, which is what Kitty Pryde used to go by. Asterix the Gaul. Astro Boy. The Atom. Atomic Bunny. So in 1985, here we have Beast. And this is, he got turned into the blue furry beast by then. Black Canary. Black Dwarf. Alter ego Shorty Wilson. Okay. Blue Beetle, another one of my favorites. You got Dan Garrett from Volume 1 and Volume 2. Ted Cord, which was my favorite Blue Beetle. Got Blue Devil, which just made his appearance in 1984, so he was a very new character by the time this book came out. Blue Falcon. See, it's got cartoon characters in it. 1976. I would assume that he came out before that. Brainiac 5. Brain Boy. Cannonball from the New Mutants. Oh boy, Captain Africa, and it's a picture of two white gentlemen, so I don't think that's very accurate. Captain Carrot, another one of my favorites. So what are some characters that are popular today and how they were perceived in 1985? So let's start with the first one that pops into my mind, Wolverine. Wolverine, here we go. He's got a pretty good chunk here. Alter ego Logan. Yes, before the time of them trying to give him an origin. First appearance, 1973, The Incredible Hulk 180. Occupation, Canadian secret agent. Costume, original, yellow trunks, t-shirt, cowl with flared black mask, blue trunks, boots, gloves, shoulders, red belt. His second, orange bodysuit, blood red trunks, gloves, shoulders, and striped down chest, blood red boots with black stripe and flared trim, orange cowl and flared black mask, red belt. Blood red. I never would say that that was blood red. I always assumed it was brown. Anyway, tools and weapons, none. Metal sheaths on back of gloves, which claws emerge. Biography. Here we go. This is how he was in 1985, folks, before all the silly stuff nowadays. Nothing is known of Logan's childhood. Near death, he is found in the forest by James McDonald Hudson, aka Guardian, and nursed back to health. A mutant, he possesses incredible stealth, senses, and tracking abilities, the power to heal most injuries. A minor gunshot would take an hour or so, a sword through the belly several weeks. Resist virtually any poison or disease, and to age more slowly than normal humans. Most remarkably, he possesses a skeleton reinforced with enantium, as well as 6 foot long enantium claws, strong enough to cut down a very large tree in a single swipe. See, if you read that, it makes it sound like they're 6 feet long. They shouldn't have put the hyphen. It should be 6 foot long. Anyway, these claws lie under the skin along the back of his forearm, 3 per arm, and can be brought to bear in any instant. Recovering and going to work for the Canadian government, Logan does some spying and is subsequently assigned to the superhero team in training Alpha Flight, codenamed Weapon X. He spends a great deal of time learning to try to keep his violent temper in check. Although he is slated to lead the group, Wolverine accepts instead an invitation from Professor X to join his United States-based group, the X-Men. A great deal of tension ensues between Wolverine, as he is now called, and his Canadian allies. At one point, Alpha Flight even endeavors to drag him back to Canada, but they fail in deciding to mend fences rather than break faces. Wolverine agrees to help his original sponsors now and then. The short, 5'3", but scrappy hero was briefly engaged to the Japanese girl Markio, but she was honor-bound to marry another man. Logan is rarely seen without a cigar or cigarette, which he also smokes as Wolverine. Quote, "Either I've just gone off my flamin' nut, or that's a Roman centurion with a Flash Gordon pop gun." Comment: the combination of Logan's loner nature and violent fighting manner has made him one of the most popular of Marvel's superheroes. Heck yeah. Voltron, not the Voltron. Let's see if they have someone like Snake Eyes in here. G.I. Joe is out in 1985. Slaughterman. That sounds like a hero you want to show up. Ooh, Skate Man, kicking someone with their skates. That's awesome. Luke Skywalker. Nope, no Snake Eyes. Let's look up G.I. Joe. If anything, there might be the old character from the comics. Greatest American Hero. Heck yeah, man. A G.I. Robot. G.I. Joe 14 and 356. Page 14. Oh, okay. It's Atomic Man. 1975 Hasbro Toys. Adventure, Occupation Adventure Team Major. Costume, none. Tools and weapons. Atomic eye to see through 6 feet of solid steel. Atomic arm to lift 10,000 pounds. Atomic leg to run 200 miles per hour. Biography. Born with a variety of physical defects, Mike spent his life creating fantastic new atomic parts for my body. Applying to G.I. Joe at his secret mountain outpost for membership in the adventure team, he is accepted. His fellow teammates are non-super. Quote, "I just wouldn't settle for the disabled limbs I was born with." Comment, this foot-tall toy was part of the original incarnation of G.I. Joe before that became the blanket name for a team of heroes. He is not part of the new group. See G.I. Joe, Appendix D for Atomic Man. So I think it said 156. And 36. What the heck? Look back here at the index. 356. Wow, all the way back here. Oh, these are teams back here. Oh, the Galaxy Trio. Okay, G.I. Joe. Members. Scarlet, Breaker, Flash, Stalker, Hawk, Duke, Snake Eyes, Ace, Covergirl, Iron Knife. That'd be Spirit. Roadblock, Grand Slam, Short Fuse, Grunt, Rock and Roll, Clutch, Stealer, Zap, Gung Ho, Mutt, Deep Six, and others. Charter. G.I. Joe is the codename for the most fearsome rapid deployment team of all, each of whose members have specialized military talents, from the use of a crossbow to communications to underwater activity. Clayton M. Abernathy, Hawk, is the leader of the team. The towering Gung-Ho has superhuman strength. Their state-of-the-art arms range from HAL, the heavy artillery laser, to the VAMP, vehicle attack multi-purpose. The team is based in Fort Wadsworth, Staten Island, New York, in a 5-level underground complex which can withstand the force of radiation of a 5 megaton direct hit. The team's archenemy is Cobra, a collection of terrorists commanded by the silver-faced Destro. Okay, dude, you need to do your homework. Comment. The Hasbro action figure of the 60s was discontinued due to the anti-war sentiment in the US. When Hasbro reintroduced the characters in 1982 as an adventure team rather than an individual, they were an instant success. Marvel publishers the popular comic book. There is also a popular syndicated cartoon series from Tribune Broadcasting and Sunbow Productions. See also Atomic Man, which we did. Here we have some color artwork. Yikes, that's grisly. Sorry, kids. Got Hero High. Auto Man. Sweet. But this is getting to be a long episode, and I know it's probably pretty boring just to look at a book with not many pictures with me. But we got to hit some high points. Here's Greatest American Hero again. Let's look up Tron. He's a hero, right? Nope. Look at the index. Don't know why, that character just popped into my head. No Tron. Moon Girl, Moon Knight. Morlock, 2001. Back when 2001 seemed like a long, long time ago. Or into the future. But anyway, like I said, this is just a book that we would pore over, reading all these different entries, a lot of them having a good laugh at, like the Skater Man and stuff like that. Here's the Rocketeer. Roger Ramjet. Here's Rogue. Rom, Space Knight. Sasquatch from Marvel Flight, or Alpha Flight from Marvel. Ugh. If you can't tell, folks, it's late at night, so please excuse me. Here's Scarlet Witch. Someone named 7-Eleven, dressed in a purple fedora, cape, jerkin, tights, boots, and gloves. Super Stamp from Captain America Comics. A defense bond salesperson. Costume: blue pants, red shirt, yellow cape, white cowl with shield emblem on forehead. Surprised Marvel hasn't brought him back. His character has no superpowers but pitched bonds to help support the Allied war effort and did his part to upend the Axis whenever possible. The ads were cleverly disguised as mini comic book stories in the magazine. Hell Rider. Look at that dude. Ah! Wait till you meet the luscious Butterfly. Roar in action with the exciting Wild Bunch. Hell Rider battles the heroin spawn terror of the Claw. That's awesome. 1971. Motorcycle with a flamethrower. Sign me up. Superheroes. Dell Comics. Grew up on a lot of Dell. Fem Force. The Adventures of Super Pickle. a Hallmark pop-up book. G.I. Juniors. Judge Dredd, heck yeah. Which Judge Death. Electra Woman and Dinah Girl. Tiger Man. And Ultraman, awesome. Sorry for the glare. Space Ghost. Yeah, this is, of course, super outdated nowadays, but in the 1990 to 94, when I was in high school, this wasn't really that outdated. It was still kind of sort of new, and was able to read about some of the older characters that I hadn't known about yet, but appeared in my comics I was reading. Like, does this have the Punisher in it? Just look one last time and then we'll call it an episode. This does not have the Punisher. Maybe he's in the villains, because at that time he kind of skated a line there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and now back to me.
I hope you all enjoyed this episode. This was just a neat little time capsule into comic book heroes, TV, movie, cartoon heroes from 1985. It was really cool to see G.I. Joe in this book. It was neat to look up characters like Wolverine that we take for granted how popular they are now, but in 85 they were just starting to get their feet under them and get a following. I mean, he had his mini-series, but he was nowhere as popular as he is today. I mean, if you had a Wolverine shirt in 85, like I did, you got beat up for it than now, where it's just a common thing. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Like I said, I'm planning on, not all at once, but taking a look at the other books over time, because they're just as interesting and they're neat little time capsules. And some of the stuff that isn't in this book are in those books. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down below here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you'll be notified whenever there's a new episode. So until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad and stay dorky.